in construction of homes, and that it was better back then than it is now, and now they just throw anything together?
Well, when they used to build a house, they built the house from the ground up. The first thing they put in was a good foundation. Then they put in a wall, and most of them that had a basement, if they didn't, they built the house up off the ground. They used lumber, 2x12s, 2x10s, 2x6s. Now the lumber you get today is not even a full-size cut. When you take a 2x10, you're not getting a 2, you're getting about a 1 3/4. That's called a tube. Well, you can base that on down. When you get down to a 1, you ain't got nothing but a sliver. The houses had 2 floors. You put in your joist, your subfloor, your hardwood floors, or your maple floors. You know what you get in a house today? Joist and plywood. That's it. No 2 floors, no nothing. The walls, you got to be careful. If you push against one too hard, it's liable to go right through the wall. Same way with the roofs. Roofs were built to hold some weight. Not today. They ain't got nothing but a couple of little roof rafters coming up, more plywood. Everything is in big pieces that you can do fast. At that time, they went for more for workmanship. Today, it's speed. How fast can you do it? How cheap can you do it? How can you get it done? Then they wanted the approval. You ask a man who did that job, and if it wasn't right, he wouldn't even tell you he had anything to do with it. Today, ain't nobody cares nothing about it but payday and when do I quit. That's the whole story. Nobody wants to work, start with.
Perfect. That's perfect, Harold. That's good. Let me press my luck. I mean, you're a natural. Let me, one more question. Boy, I tell you, that's the best one we've had about the construction. He knows just the way he did on the prohibition on the whiskey. All right,
yeah, he knows all about whiskey. I'll go along with it.
Harold, one more. Tell us food back then and food now, preservatives, the junk, and give us a comparison on the kinds of foods that people ate then and the kinds that they eat now. Are we ready? We're ready.
All right. Well, back in them days, we call it old-time days, good times. Well, they were good times. People didn't have no money, but they were good times. And you went to the store then, you could go right down the whole vegetable counter and buy a sum of all the vegetables on it for $2. You have a hamburger. Nobody had no money. Hamburger was 3 pounds for a quarter. What difference did it make? Nobody had a quarter. It made a nickel a pound would have been all right. But food at that time was different. It's all you get now is additives. There's no taste to it. I don't know if it's just the taste that when you get old you can't taste anything anymore, but it's just that, I don't know. I eat raw oysters now. It don't taste like oysters to me. Of course, I know a lot of that's when you get old, you lose your taste. You lose everything, you lose your taste. But most of the food then was really different. Now what do you get? You get a hot dog then, you get a hot dog. Now you get a skin full of additives, cornmeal, soybeans, very little meat. But of course they advertise on TV about all these beautiful cuts of meat in the Frankfurt. Well, that's a joke. It's a commercial. Let's put it right. Let's call it a spade. It's a commercial. That's all they can call it. But they ain't that much meat in them. And hot dogs, you used to go to the ballpark, get a hot dog for $0.10. You go to a ballpark now, this here sack full of cereal is $1. But the food ain't, it don't have the taste. It's not natural food. It's just too many additives.
Perfect. Okay, we're all finished with the audio. Just want to get a cutaway of him sitting there. Okay, Harold, you don't talk. You just pretend like you're interested. I know you're not, but just pretend like you're interested. Did you hear about Freddie Solomon, a 49er receiver? Got hurt, so now the point spread has swung in favor of the Bengals. You going to bet on that game?
Yeah, if I do, I'll bet on the 49ers. I think they'll win it.
They beat them by 18 a month ago up there in San
Man, I know it. It's a toss-up, really. I don't think there's that much difference in the score going to be.
I hope it's an exciting, high-scoring contest, not one of these conservative games where they just, you know, they don't open up. I want them to pass. And
Well, there'll be a good fight on tomorrow. You want to see that?
who's fighting tomorrow?
Oh, what's his name?
Duran and Benitez, are they fighting tomorrow?
Yeah, what do they call him?